platter panini. The paninis.
Phlebotomist.
I'm having a stroke.
That's what the blood man's called. I just remember.
Lobotomist?
Phlebotomist.
Oh, I thought you said lobotomist. Like, that's somebody who just gives lobotomy.
If you got a lobotomy, that would explain a lot about
there's
you.
There's a 50-year-old dude who has a lobotomy. He's like the youngest person that has ever gotten one. He like just drives a bus in California and like doesn't really have any ill effects from it. He just got an ice pick to the brain and called it a day.
What a Chad.
What a weird time in human history.
Yeah, you have a migraine?
That was like a fucking... Wait, what were you saying, dude?
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, people have a migraine. Let's just drill a hole in their head to let the demons...
Well, that's what they used to do.
Yeah.
That's what they fucking used to do. Like, anything... Dude, people back in the day used to literally bleed you. Like, if you got sick, it was like, oh, we're going to cut your arm and we're going to bleed the sickness out of you.
You're going to have a blue jay peck your forehead.
It's literally like witch doctor, like deep Africa voodoo magic shit that we used to do, like, as the norm.
Well, the Egyptians were onto some shit because they came up with, like... embalming and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
Like pulling fucking people's organs out of their nose and shit.
Yep.
I just love the like logic behind all the lobotomies back in the day. It literally was for anything. It was like your dog has AIDS, lobotomy. You're gay, lobotomy.
Oh, for sure.
Schizophrenia, lobotomy. Like anything, just lobotomy. I have a fever. Well, let's stick a fucking ice pick in your brain.
Yeah. I have a slight cold. Turn me into a vegetable, please.
It's really odd because, like, it did actually fix some people, but it was like, it seemed like it was like a roulette of it actually helped somebody or just turned them into an NPC. Like, I know there was, I can't remember if it was...
With who? I don't, fucking, back in, like, medieval times, I'm not letting any fucker poke my brain.
No, bro, this was literally, like, lobotomies are not that old. Like, there's people still alive that have had lobotomies, yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's fucked. Like I was saying, one's like 50 years old and lives in LA and just drives a bus for a full-time job. Yeah, there was like, I think it was schizophrenia that the guy had. But he had like very severe bad schizophrenia and he got a lobotomy and it actually just fixed him and like nothing else ill came from it. Like he was just fine.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's fucking wild. But it was like, shooting a shotgun into a crowd and hoping you hit a bad guy. Like the odds of it just
I was gonna say
were just so low.
He may be the only successful lobotomy to ever happen.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh my God, dude! I'm looking at they literally stick it through like your eyelid.
Yeah, and you could get like a dub. You could get it's the little the little pink spot in your eyeball.
Oh my God.
Oh my fucking God!
That made me physically cringe.
Ugh. Yeah,
Jesus.
You could get a double one too. So like they do it through both eyes.
That's good. That's good. So glad that's a service offered.
Well, not anymore. They took all the fun away.
Ah, cringe.
Yeah,
that's awful.
Pretty cringe that they don't stick ice picks, and it's not actually ice picks, but you know what I mean, they look like ice picks. They're literally just sticks. What is the craziest?
I am so glad
surgeries
that I am born in this time period of human existence, dude.
Well, that's the cool thing though. Is like in like fucking whatever 200 years, they're gonna look back at us how we like there's gonna be a day where they look at something like chemotherapy as just the most barbaric way to solve anything, because it really is. Like it's literally just you're killing the body and hope that the cancer dies first.
I guess it's basically like a modern lobotomy in a way. We're just kind of shooting in the dark. It's like this is all we have, right? So
yeah, literally just like this might kill them or this might cure their cancer or at least put it in remission or whatever.
True.
So it's like,
well, my opinion on that is that I feel like that's a lot of just big business holding on to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Where it's like fuck the human life, we can make a lot of money out of this.
Yeah, without being too much of a tinfoil hat, I will never give to cancer research. And my mom, who has had cancer, has been like, yeah, the fact that they're straight up saying they cannot figure out how to cure that, like that's got to be. There's something not right there, but
cap.
There's probably some like leaf you can eat that all of the Freemasons have that can cure cancer and they're living.
Yeah, it's called Mary Jane, baby.
Hey,
see, there's a conspiracy right now that Putin has late stage cancer.
Yeah. People are saying he's like Parkinson's or some disease.
I thought he had like doo-doo AIDS or something.
No,
he might have doo-doo AIDS, but there's like
doo-doo balls.
Yeah, he like lost a bunch of weight, and he's literally there was a clip of him sitting there talking, and he's literally like holding onto the desk for dear
Yeah.
life to not like pass out.
Yeah, for
Just
like a
random shit like
45-minute conversation, he had a death grip on it
Yeah,
the whole
just
time.
white knuckled.
Yeah.
That's how I am during this whole podcast.
I looked up some fucked medical treatments in the Middle Ages. I can share them with you guys.
Yes, please.
I would like that.
So eye surgery. During the early days of the Middle Ages, surgeons used a process called needling to perform cataract surgery. They got a thick, flat needle. A doctor would push the edge of the person's cornea with no anesthetics at all. They'd get a cup of bitter red wine. What was the idea? Why did they do this?
It's like World War II fucking medics, dude. They're just like sitting there
Whatever.
sawing your leg off because you got a bullet in it, and they're just like dumping whiskey down your throat.
Yeah,
like,
and he was like a brick. Bite on this while I saw your leg off, pretty much.
here, drink this gallon of whiskey while I saw your leg off, buddy. You'll be fine.
You're gonna make it.
So apparently it was like they did this to put back the lowest part of the eye. I don't really understand how the eye works. But yeah, they would just jam it in there and push back the eye. I don't really know. Apparently, it didn't work very well. It looked like a camera with no lens, so you could
Yeah,
read like
needling.
big
I
letters.
want to get some. I want to get some needling done to my eyeball.
Bloodletting. I knew that one. What the fuck is trepanning? There's a giant hole in this man's forehead.
I've thought about getting LASIK because I wear contacts, and I mean I don't really.
You should.
I don't really mind.
It's come a long way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't mind wearing contacts. The only thing I'm worried about is like, over time, your vision gets worse. So
Right.
Yeah, and the more
I
contacts
just-
and glasses you wear, the worse it gets. It's like a spiral
Yeah.
effect.
I feel like I'm gonna get LASIK, and then in a few years, I'm just gonna have to wear contacts and shit again. So that's kind of
hold
why
on.
I haven't done
Hey, a
it.
buddy of mine
This
had
one-
like 420 vision, so he had to like read with a piece of paper up to his nose, and he got it, and he's got 20/20. It went perfect for him. So.
Yeah, it can last a lifetime. It doesn't
Yeah.
technically have to degenerate.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have that done soon. Actually, I've been thinking about it lately.
Hold on, I want to read what this one is. Trepanning, is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. It's a surgical process that involves drilling or boring a hole into the human skull.
Good.
This hole exposes dura mater, an outer membrane of the brain, which physicians used to treat an array of different health problems in the Middle Ages. So if you had epilepsy, they would bore a hole into your brain. Migraine. This actually might be where the idea of lobotomies came from, because they literally put it in the same spot where lobotomy would be. Like, hold on, can I copy the image? Look at this fucking person's skull.
I don't want to. Oh, okay.
Just a
that's fine.
giant.
Oh my
Whoa,
god!
that's
fucking
huge.
hole
It's
in-
another eye socket.
Literally,
It's like what
third eye
Elon
is
Musk
open.
wants to do with Neuralink.
Yeah, third eye has been opened on that man.
It looks like a hive from fucking Destiny.
Apparently, every single person known to get the surgery died because commonly exposed brain to airborne germs.
No chance that happened.
So you
What
go
do
from
mean?
why would you even
What
need
a
to cure?
surprise!
Why would you need to cure epilepsy in the Middle Ages? You're not going to a fucking rave. Why would you want an open brain surgery in the Middle Ages to cure epilepsy? How do you even find out
That's-
you have epilepsy?
Dude, imagine you just walking down the road, you see some guy with fucking a part of his brain just exposed from his head.
Just like
Like, what is the
worms
life expectancy after that?
Oh,
Like,
actually, I saw a very fucked thing on, I forget what subreddit it was. I don't know. I'm in a bunch of fucked subreddits. But this, like, crackhead lady, we couldn't figure out the exact lore. But it seemed like she either fell or something like that, or got shot or something. Something exposed her brain. And she was on so much drugs that she just didn't care about it and would just ignore it and do more drugs if it hurt, because, if you're just in this pure state of euphoria, you don't feel anything. And then the brain itself doesn't have any nerves, so you can't tell if there's actually something happening to the brain. But the flesh just became, like, rotting. But what stopped it from completely rotting and killing her is that maggots started growing in it. So they were eating.
Yeah, baby.
The maggots were eating the flesh that was rotting to keep healthy flesh around. So maggots actually saved her life, but somebody called an ambulance or whatever after seeing her on the side of the road, thinking that she was just like dead, but she was just like napping, like homeless people do. And yeah, they brought her in, and just like her brain is just straight up exposed and like rotting, and there's like juice coming out. It was so fucked. But like this person was fully like alive and aware of what was happening, just like
And what do they do to like fix that now? That was
They
like a
probably-
skin graft or something.
I imagine they would probably just like cut off all the fucked skin, cut off the part of the brain that's bad, and then just they'd have to like probably put like a titanium skull cover because the skull was gone or something. I don't know. I really don't know, but I'd imagine they'd probably just get rid of the bad skin the best they can, and whatever brain functions they can save on this human being. I mean, I'm sure the drugs rotted whatever the actual
Not
maggots
much there
didn't
to
eat.
save.
Yeah, so I'm sure this person was just fucked regardless, but yeah, it's just insane.
Fuck
just
me.
Wild. It was not something I wanted to see like when I first woke up. It was when I like scrolled through Reddit and it was just like
Yeah.
But it's like a car crash. You just can't look away when you see something like that. When you just see somebody's brain exposed, you're just like, what's going on here? What's the lore?
Oh yeah, dude. I used to do this video series where I would take song requests on PlayStation Network.
I remember that.
And people would send me, because I never obviously put this in the video, but a lot of the stuff people sent me was just just the goriest shit you've ever seen in your life. And there was this
Over PlayStation?
over PlayStation. Yeah.
How do they even have that file on their PlayStation?
You got me, man.
Like
I don't know.
who just keeps a beheading on their PS4 in the family living room?
That's about what it was. It was this girl, this young girl who apparently this was like some famous accident, like the terrible car accident of so and so is like the headline or whatever. And it was this girl who was driving her like rich dad's convertible, and she like went under like a truck or something, and it just like exploded her head from like the shoulders up. And this just full detail, just like meat flaps, just laying down on her chest and shoulders, no head whatsoever. And I just couldn't look away from it. I'm just like, oh my God. That's like one of those things you can't unsee, like you'll always remember.
Back when I used to use 4chan, like before it was, what the 4chan is now, there'd just be once in a while where there'd just be a gore thread, and you're just like, some things are so extreme that you don't even, like, if I watch somebody break their leg, like on YouTube, just skateboarding, I cringe. I'm like, oh, that's fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Like that's, you imagine it. But when it's something so extreme, like some hostage's head being blown off with a shotgun, it literally looks like it's out of a Michael Bay movie. And you're just like, that's not real. Like you just disconnect from what's actually happening and are just like, nah, like that's so extreme. There's this like, humans were never meant to see that.
Right.
We just can't even process some of that shit. It's just wild. Yeah, 4chan gore threads were wild.
Being on the internet, it like desensitizes you to a lot of shit. But I will say, I watched the new Jackass movie, and dude, something that really fucking bothered me was when they took this dude's dick, and they got like these two, I guess it was like plastic or glass, like things that were shaped kind of like a ping pong paddle, and they fucking locked his full dick into this like glass paddle, and he was using it as like a
I've seen that,
dude.
Yeah,
fuck, that shit was awful, dude. Like that it made my dick retract.
I got pussy after that.
It put the fucking
dick.
snake back in the hole, buddy.
Uncharmed the snake.
That was gross.
Yeah, the snake was not charmed, my friend.